it's important to note that we can't control anything in our lives except for our own reaction to things that happen to us. So we can't control what happens to us, but we can only control the reaction to the things that happen to us. New location. We're in the shed today. My head is like an inch away from the roof. I want to do something a little bit different today. Normally I try to avoid talking about my personal life a lot, but today I want to change it up a little bit. I want to make it different. Because this is a special request by a mate of mine to talk about this. It was a certain topic within this topic, but I wanted to weave in because it doesn't really fit the whole niche of everything I do without, get behind it quite a lot. But I want to talk about self-control. I want to tie that in with discipline, because a lot of the times we do a lot of things that go against what we want in life. We go against what we want in life. We go against what we work for. We go against what we dream for. You know what I'm saying? So you need to have that sort of restriction that you impose upon yourself and learn when to hold back. Alex Hormozi, I'll put this to the side for now. I want to talk about this. Is really important to me. But Alex Hormozi talks about the idea of authenticity. And authenticity is when what you think is in congruence with what you say, which is in congruence with what you do. Now, a lot of the time, what we think is pretty fucked up shit, right? We do, it's true. A lot of us guys, girls, everyone thinks fucked up shit, right? And it doesn't always need to be in an iniquitous or an iniquitous or a hedonistic way. It can, sometimes it's just out of hatred. I lay victim to the idea of hatred quite a lot. I try my best. I often say to everybody I know, everybody I meet, that I don't hate anybody. I don't hate no one. I love everybody. I love everything. Right? And sometimes some people push my boundaries. Yeah, but I try my best. I try my best nonetheless to keep loving no matter what. And sometimes I fall into the trap of hatred. And then at that point, my thoughts are not in congruence with what I'm saying, which means I'm being inauthentic, not only to other people, but to myself, more importantly. And the moment you're inauthentic to yourself is the moment where what you say, you don't believe in anymore. And that's a dangerous situation, because if you don't believe in what you're saying, then that means you don't believe in what you want. You don't believe in what you're doing. You don't believe in what you're working for. So it's important to combat this idea of the inauthentic self. And how can we do that, right? A lot of people try to change what they say then. Saying, we think fucked up shit. And then we try to change what we say. That's the wrong approach. Because our words start with our thoughts. If we think fucked up shit, then we should change how we think. I am now standing in this shed, and I think it's not a smart idea to have been standing in it, because there is dust everywhere and it's flying straight up my nose. Holy shit. Anyway, we think fucked up shit. So what's the simple solution? Stop thinking it. Change the way you think. The moment you change the way you think is the moment that you can actually believe what you're saying. I want to talk about myself a little bit. It's Monday today. Normally I record these videos on a Sunday, but I've been taking a little break over the weekend for myself. Yesterday I actually had a lot of fun. I'll talk about that at the end. But on Friday I tanked a huge loss for myself in my own business. I was inflating my ego a lot. I make this channel, I'm always on about being humble, being loving. But I let the money get to my head. I made a little bit of money, thought I was a guy, and I started chatting shit. I was gassing everything up. I was talking about how much further I am, and how I was mocking my boy a little bit. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have, because I'm back to square one. I'm in the same position he is now. But I was mocking him, yo, you ain't got no bread, your business ain't working, mine is. And then what happened on Friday? I fucked all my shit up, and I have no one to blame except myself. My ego made me heavy-headed, and I fucked that shit up, and I lost all my money. But that's fine, yesterday I sat down after a weekend of sort of being to myself, being with my friends, being with my family, being with people I loved, and I wrote down my thoughts in my journal. So I titled this, "What Am I Doing?" I had to take a break from the work I was doing because I fucked up and lost all my money. I was so close to being like having this fat amount of profit and having a huge amount of money, and I fucked it all up and I'm back to square one. I'm actually a step behind because I lost all the money I put in the first place. But the moment I was writing this, for some reason I could not be happier. I want to dive into why. It's because I had the opportunity to go again. I still have the opportunity to go again. That's why. I don't need the money to survive. I'm so thankful that, you know, my life is amazing enough for me to not have to worry about the money to live. You know, I'm a young man, and call me freeloader, but I'm living with my parents and all that. So I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about the money. And I know, like, I've done it once. I can do it again. It's the ego that got to me, right? The actual money, I made it, bro. I made it. Like, I could do it once, I could do it again. You know what I'm saying? I already have everything I could ever want right now. So everything that I do from here on out is just adding even further to everything I already have. It's the sense that I'm already so happy with my life and so content with my life that everything else that makes me happy is just an additional to the 100%. So I'm already at 100% in my life. Every day that something new comes is just another extra percent. So I've got 101%, 102%, but nonetheless, I'm always at 100%. And it's pushing the boundaries of going beyond. You know what I'm saying? And in that sense, let's see. Hold on, my mum's outside. She's gonna be wondering why am I in the shed. I don't know. Let's see. She's gone. Alright. And I know I'm gonna make it sooner or later. You know, I'm doing all this effort, I'm doing this, I'm striving for it, striving for greatness. Sooner or later I'm gonna make it. So I'm not worried. You know, I'm still happy about it. And I always have love, you know. I found, you know, I want to talk about this a little bit later, but yesterday I found a lot of love. You know, I gotta appreciate my friends first of all, gotta appreciate myself, because I always have love around me, both within and outside. And I think that's the most important, because that's the love is what's keeping me going. You know, the love I have for myself, the love other people have for me. You know, obviously the love people have for me is sort of irrelevant in that aspect, but it's a big motivator, I'm not gonna lie to you. So I looked at that, I was like, let me get back into it, let me keep on striving for it. And I just sat down and I thought that failure that I took was a product of my own actions. And for that reason, you need to be discerning, you need to be disciplined, because I decided to not stick to what I knew, what I should have stuck to. Right? The minute I fucked it up, I phoned up my boy, phoned him up. This guy's yelling at me. He's like, yo, you're an idiot, man. You're telling me all of this shit that you're meant to do, you're meant to stay disciplined. And you went and fucked it up yourself. You couldn't follow your own advice. You're a hypocrite. I took a step. Oh shit, man. Chill. Oh man. Forgive me. Yeah. I took a step back and I was like, you know what? You're right. So I removed myself from the situation. The camera is now unaligned and I'm not in the frame properly. I removed myself from the situation. I changed it a little bit. I came back with a bang. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming back with it. In due course, I'm gonna let it ride. Because I know if I get in too heavy right now, my emotions are gonna get ahead of me again. Same mistakes are gonna happen. So, to the paint, I'm gonna take a step back, reevaluate, and it's all about the discipline. I realized I lost all that money. That money is now gone. And matter of fact, it was my cousin's engagement at that time. So I was there. I just lost a fat load of money, and I'm at a party always windy. I lost a fat load of money, and I just switched off my phone and I was like, you know what? Fuck it, man. It's cool. It's gone now. I can't change it, right? I'm gonna go back to what I said in the beginning. You can't control anything that happens to you except your own reaction to things, right? So for that reason, take a step back, have the discipline to control your emotions, to control your thoughts, because that's all you can control. So you need to ask yourself, what can I control? And the answer is always yourself. That's all you can control. I'm gonna filter in my friend. He wanted me to touch on the topic of how we view other people and how we need to have a control in how we view people. More often than not, I see a lot of guys today on social media, and a lot of the time in person, and quite frankly, it disgusts me. You guys will talk about, they will talk about people in a disrespectful sort of way, where they lack the self-control to regard someone as a human. And a lot of times you'll hear guys on the internet talk about women in objectifying ways, and it's disgusting, quite frankly. And I don't mean to say this in a sort of self-aggrandizing, self-righteous sort of way. It's the truth of it. Like, my boy told me to speak on this, so I'm going to speak about it, because it's an issue that affects me as well. Because more often than not, I'm hearing some bullshit about, I just hear the nasty. I don't even want to vocalize what I'll be hearing, because it's the nastiest shit ever, right? And a lot of guys just fall into this trap then of lust, because they don't recognize that women are people too, man. Like, you're not realizing that's another human at the end of the phone, or that's another human that you're talking about, another human that you're looking at with this disgust, with this nasty gaze. So you need to remove yourself from those thoughts, and that's why I'm talking about changing your thoughts, right? Because if you're thinking those things, you're vocalizing those things, sooner or later, and it's the unfortunate truth, it's the disgusting and nasty unfortunate truth, sooner or later you're gonna be doing those things, right? It's a self-fulfilling prophecy at its finest. Now, this isn't what I usually talk about, so I don't want to delve into that much further. In that aspect, I also want to talk about another issue that affects me. Is racism, bro. Like, another thing is, like, I see it so much recently, right? It affects me as well. Like, this happens to me all the time. Like, I've been called so many slurs under the sun, the N-word. I'm not gonna elaborate. The P-word, obviously. Anything to do with ethnic or being dark-skinned. I've been called a terrorist. I've been called everything under the sun. I've been verbally abused. It's everything. I've never been attacked, thankfully. I thank God for that. I thank the universe for that. I've never been attacked. But, you know, society is really temperamental right now. And the same way that we need to remember, why are we talking about women like that? It's a disgusting thing, right? That's a human on the other end. Recognize, why are we talking about our fellow brothers and sisters who are a different skin color to us? We're all one blood, you know. We all bleed red. We all bleed red at the end of the day. Mankind is one. We're all interconnected, and for that reason, you should love everybody as you love yourself. I'm pretty sure every single religion says that. I don't care what your belief is. I don't care if you're an atheist, right? Don't spread disgust. You know what I'm saying? Have that discernment, have that discipline, have that self-control to remove yourself from the emotions that you've been taught to have when you view a certain person, when you view a certain gender. Take a step back and realize another person's on the other end of receiving what you're saying. I always try to spread a message of positivity. Sometimes I'm not capable of doing that myself, but never would you catch me discriminate against somebody else because of the way that they were born, because of the way that they are, the way they look, the color of their skin, right? The gender they are, the religion they are. You won't, because I love everybody equally. That's not true, actually. I love some people more than others. Obviously, I'm gonna love my mom more than the random geezer down the road. But that being said, like, why are you having those thoughts of hatred? You know, we've been indoctrinated to have those thoughts of hatred. So take a step back. Take a step back. Analyze who put you in that position of hate first. Malcolm X says it. I know Malcolm X might be a bad example because he preaches like extremism according to some people, but he says, who taught you to hate? Who taught you to hate? Realize who taught you to hate. Realize those beliefs don't have to be internalized as your own. And have the mental discipline and the self-control to change how you think, so that what you think, what you say, and what you do are all in congruence. And only then will you be truly authentic. And that's when you can push forward in life. And now the video is officially getting too long, 16 minutes. I wanted to keep this short, man. I wanted to keep this short. Yesterday I did a 10K for cancer research. I know I've been chatting so much about it. It's been on my Instagram, it's been on my LinkedIn, my Snapchat, everything. But I want to thank everybody that's helped me. My friends came through yesterday. I had so many loving messages from so many people, so many loving donations. And then at that point, I genuinely just realized, I was a bit upset and worked up about all that money I lost on Friday. And then Sunday came around and I was like, it's alright. I got people that love me. Like my friends made an hour and a half-ish journey just to come see me finish the race. And genuinely that made my day. That made my whole week. I could not tell you how happy that made me, right? Because it's at that moment that you realize, people care about you. And you should care about yourself the same way. That being said, love you guys a lot. And keep being great. Learn to control what you think. When you can consciously and subconsciously then make yourself loved by yourself, and everything that comes around you will be loving in that same aspect, because everything around you is a reflection of you. So I guess in that way you can control everything around you by just controlling the way you think. We're in the shed today. I don't know if you want to see this, because my mum's inside. Normally I record these videos with nobody inside. Yeah. Peace. Love you guys.